like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, I'm Kevin Harlan. Allie LaForce will be our reporter tonight on the sideline. We'll take a look at the Timberwolves.
And they prove that they know how to beat this team. We saw that in the first meeting. Can they make it a clean sweep on the season series? We'll find out tonight.
Well, watching the film from their first meeting, I think they have some matchups they really like. They'll try to go back to those tonight. Well, that's a great pass. He has the timing and rhythm of a metronome.
So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. GA, how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to anoint him the new face of the league. But if they're to win the franchise's first title, there's another level he's got to reach.
Here's George.
That's the third straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Outside Edwards. And the foul on Cam Reddish. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense. They anticipated the play and got there first.
Here's Philadelphia. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Earlier, I spoke with Nick Nurse. Coach and I talked about the difficulties playing against Anthony Edwards. He said, quote, usually you worry about his offense, but he's shown the last few years that he's a lockdown defender when he wants to be. That's something that we'll need to factor into our game plan. Ant's defense is now a concern for coaches as well. Back over to you guys.
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Timberwolves shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
You know, Stan, even at this late stage of his career, Mike Conley brings tremendous value to the team.
He sure does, Kevin. And look, we know this. No one brings more discipline and professionalism on a nightly basis. He keeps this team poised. He keeps his team organized. And he's a great mentor to the young players on this team. Well, look, you want to put your guys in a position to succeed. McDaniels is more comfortable operating off the catch than he is initiating.
And that one's good. Ingram.
Well, they missed their first 4 shots, but finally able to get one on the board. Sometimes you just need to see that first one go down.
Oh, here's Edwards. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, when Edey gets strong inside positioning like there, just let him go to work because he can overpower defense.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And for over a decade in the NBA, Greg, Paul George was as scary a wing as you'd find.
Man, a two-way terror with elite size and athleticism. The Sixers paid him hoping for more of the same, but can he hold off Father Time?
Edey can't hit.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Ingram wide open. Sinks the triple. Ingram's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the 76ers. Here's Edwards. And it's Bona with the rebound.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Here's McDaniels. They get the rebound. Stayed with it, but they couldn't get it to fall. Outside, Maxey. George with the ball. And it's Reddish picking him up. Down low. Here's Ingram. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, on the attack. Ingram making things happen.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And you think about the style of Sixers head coach Nick Nurse. Greg, what stands out to you?
He just has a willingness to experiment and adapt. That's a real asset with some of the challenges this roster has faced. And a big part of why this front office brought him in.
So it's Philadelphia now, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. McDaniels outside.
A defensive ace. Jaden McDaniels gets the toughest perimeter assignment every night, using his length, athleticism, and effort to frustrate opponents.
And the 76ers making a change here.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
Pass to George. There's the triple. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards, taking the contact but staying committed to his finish.
To the middle, and it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here.
And you love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Just 5 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's Ingram. Another miss by Philadelphia. Here's Wright. Some solid defense from Ingram. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Timberwolves on top, up 5. And we'll be back.
The Timberwolves, 15.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
Yeah, this defensive game plan is working very well, putting constant pressure on the offense and forcing a lot of mistakes.
And Drummond throws it down.
Well, that's about as high percentage of look as Drummond's going to get. Nice job inside.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And now, let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Chris Finch getting buy-in from his players top to bottom. Anthony Edwards said he's such a great coach and just a likable person. He will coach you hard, and he comes in ready to work every day. We look forward to working with someone like that. Kevin?
Haslam bought in. Thanks so much for the report, Allie.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
The 76ers trailed by 8. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Well, he knew the contact was coming. Drummond took it anyway and finished.
Here's Shannon. Scoreless thus far. A nice shot by Reed. Greg, you think about the value of those sage veterans on a team, guys that have been around the block, played a lot of years. Why are they so important?
Well, a lot of times they'll echo the message of the head coach. And I tell you what, it's also, as a coach, you love having those veteran players because you can trust what they're going to do on the floor. That consistency is really important, not just for the coaches, but the teammates.
Moody's shot is off. Here's Philadelphia, trailing by 5. And here comes the break. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Minnesota.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
They've out-hustled their opponent so far in this one. A lot of points in the open floor, and that's giving them the advantage.
And good depth for the Timberwolves. It can be challenging sometimes, Stan, choosing who plays and who sits.
Well, Kevin, that's the kind of problem you want as a coach. But they've traded away a lot of draft capital to assemble this roster. Now it's about paying them to keep them together. Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest every arm.
Here's Maxey. Minnesota with the rebound.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Jackson has the open look. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Maxey feeling it out a bit. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
Minnesota ball. Now into the lineup for your 76ers.
Timberwolves leading by 11. Out to Edwards. And it's off from three-point range. It's stolen by Edwards. Goes back up. Here's Edey. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
And boy, he can see blood in the water attacking a somewhat helpless team right now.
Well, you love the dedication. This is how you have to play. Don't let up just because you're out front.
And the shot goes in.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Edwards can't hit.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Jones. What a terrific move that was. Jones has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the 76ers. And the wide-open J from Edey. Timberwolves with a fresh shot clock. Pass to Edwards. Back to Edey. And the dunk by Edey.
Yeah, it just seems like every year Edwards gets more comfortable running the pick and roll.
From deep, George. Edey with the rebound. McDaniels in the post. That one goes. Count it. McDaniels got the lead up to 13 now for the Timberwolves.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And so it's Minnesota. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead.
And what a finish by Maxey with that contact. That took a lot of guts.
Philadelphia shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Minnesota shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game. And he makes the first. And McDaniels drops them both.
You really don't even have to watch him at the line. Just listen for the net.
Outside for George. Pass to Bona. Back to George. Here's Bona. 4 on the shot clock. Jones, that's for 2. Minnesota with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
Well, for someone who is mostly an off guard, Edwards puts up great assist.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Ingram with the steal. By himself. And slam dunk by Ingram.
Well, getting out in the open court there, and Ingram just finishes off the break.
Edwards through the physical coverage.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
There's Jackson with the 3. He gets it to go from beyond the arc. Jackson's got 6.
Yeah, way back when... Oh, my God.
Talk about hang time. Edgecombe is still going up while others are coming down.
Edey can't hit.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks, Kevin. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Back to you guys.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. And that one's good. Bona. Bona's got his first points of the game.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Greg Leno, something every scout liked about B.J. Edgecombe was his raw physical ability.
Yeah, many felt he was already NBA ready in terms of his physique. He's fast, he's strong, and he can just leap out of the gym. No waiting for him to fill out. This guy is ready to go. And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
Pass to Shannon. Shot clock at 5. Another miss by Minnesota.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, it doesn't get any easier than this. They'll take these shots every time.
George looking around. There's a screen. Inside. Bona can't hit from in close. Timberwolves leading by 11. Going inside. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Come on, you can't be doing that. I know these guys want to put on a show, but you can't pass up scoring opportunities.
Smith outside. Over to the left wing. Fires the 3. Offensive rebound. It's good on the putback. And the Timberwolves lead by 15.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
For 3, Ingram. And it's Reed pulling it down.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Ingram outside. George sets a screen. Will it go? No good. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. Their strategy is
54.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The 76ers trailed by 17. Oubre outside. No one near Drummond as he lets it go. No good on the 3. Reddish with the ball. Now defended by Oubre. There's Jackson with the 3.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Pass to McCain. To the paint. Ball's knocked loose. Edey with the steal. Here's Reddish. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
A nice shot by McDaniel. And the Timberwolves lead by 17.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
3-point.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And also, guys, they pushed the ball and been able to score in transition, trying to take advantage of playing in the open floor as often as possible.
Here's Jackson, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
And that one's good. Drummond.
And showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
Pass to Edey. And the dunk by Edey.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. And the foul called on Edwards. That's foul number 2 for him. Well, Stan, one expression you hear, foul baiting. Players using sneaky tricks to draw a foul.
Yeah, look, Kevin, I'm not a huge fan of that, of guys developing that as a skill. But I will say this. It only works against undisciplined defense. If defense has the discipline to stay solid and fundamental, then you're not going to get baited into those things, and a lot of times those foul baiters end up taking bad shots.
Fires the 3. Can't get it to go. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Timberwolves lead by 21.
Well, this is something Edwards continues to work on. He knows how dangerous he can be when he's hitting from deep.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Now the Timberwolves with it. Pass to McDaniels. Over George. It's tipped. Ingram left side. They set the pick. Knocks down the 3.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Timberwolves.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
Shoots it up. Edwards with the rebound. Now McDaniels. They get a hand on it. And stolen by Maxey. Lets loose a 3. That's off.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. Well, what an impressive performance.
Yeah, he's been a beast on the glass. A monster night for him.
Edwards with it. Just 5 on the clock. The long 3. Cleared away by George. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
alongside Hall of Famers Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
And this is the second of 3 meetings between these teams. After losing the first one, I know this squad is hungry for a win here. They don't want to seem outclassed.
Here's Edwards. And they cash it in right away with a quick shot. Grant, these are 2 teams with some of the highest assist rates in the league.
Yeah, B.A. And it really goes to show the unselfish attitude they both have. Not to mention how many skilled passers are on both rosters.
Boy, you'd love to see the lift Draymond Green gets on these dunks. Once he's established, forget about it.
And the Warriors with possession. Pass to Turner. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Miles Turner doesn't play bully ball often, folks, but that's a big-time bucket.
Oh, deflected. DiVincenzo with a steal. And the big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Outside Curry. Fires for 3. He buries it from 3.
Well, they were looking for a fast start, and they have been perfect from the tip.
No doubt, Stephen Curry is the best shooter of all time. Talk about what makes him special.
Well, B.A., he can hit shots under the most difficult circumstances, off balance, with only a sliver of daylight. And this is why teams often choose to double him the moment he crosses half court.
Boy, how hard is Draymond Green to handle in the pick and roll? And it doesn't matter whether he's the guy handling the basketball or in this instance, he's the guy rolling to the rim.
Nails it from beyond the arc. Edwards has got 7. Curry looking it over. And the foul called on Cam Reddish. That's his first foul of the game. Well, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here's Curry. Drops in the layup for 2. Curry's gotten his 2nd bucket on the night.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks, guys. Draymond Green's talked about his mind for the game. He said, I've never been the tallest or the fastest. We all have gifts. My IQ is a gift that was enhanced by great coaches. I was taught the game properly, so I'm very fortunate and extremely thankful to the coaches that I've had in my life. Back to you guys.
Paying tribute. All right, thank you, Allie.
Right, this is the size of Miles Turner because he's so skilled at using it to pick up these fouls.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Warriors.
In the early goings, their effort level has been exceptional. Just speeding around the defense and opening up options with good penetration.
I think the other thing they've done a great job of is making their presence felt inside, converting tons of paint opportunities.
Now here's Edey. The rebound by Turner.
Boy, I'd like to see him finish that play with more authority.
Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, B.A. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done.
Outside Reddish. Outside McDaniels. No good on the 3.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Outside Curry. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Minnesota. And Reddish, here we go. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he? Now here's Curry. He's got 5. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Curry with another miss.
Great work by the defense. That's the intensity coaches want to see.
Edwards for three. Knocks it down from distance. Edwards has got 10 points.
This guy is constantly refining his game, and Anthony Edwards is dangerous from three.
Pass to Turner. And then Turner with the dunk.
They're in trouble if they let him post like that.
You've got to deny the position to afford them no opportunity at making that entry pass into the post.
16.
And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And from what we've seen here from the Warriors, what's your take so far?
It's all about the strong inside-out game in the first period. It really helped them get some clean looks down low.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game. Boy, he may not be the biggest center in this league, but big-time athleticism on display.
And here's Reeves outside. The rebound by Carter.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Out of bounds. It'll be Warriors ball. The Warriors lead by 3. Now Reeves. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. To the paint. Here's Whitehead. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Yeah, well, Reeves is a fantastic passer at his position. His selfless attitude is a big reason why his teammates like playing with him.
Down low. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. There's the triple. A nice shot by Smith. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, defensively, you deserve to get torched from deep if you leave him that open. My goodness.
Are you serious? That is some power from a point guard.
Oh, I love backcourt players with some ups.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter. They set a pick. Inside. He got a piece of it. Here's Shannon. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Outside Reeves. Lets it go from deep. Connects from downtown. Reeves has got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, the release, the height. Reeves really knows his three-point shot inside and out.
Count that one, Reeves.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Outside Reeves. To the inside. Ooh, it's stolen away. It's 2-on-1. Here's Shannon. Carter on the wing. The offensive rebound.
He has the knack for being in the right spot at the right time. Gets a lot of sneaky points with his work on the glass.
Robbed. It's an even 3-on-3 break. A nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 7. Well, Grant, we know teams are hunting triples like never before. What's the line before you get a little 3 happy, though?
Well, B.A., I don't care how well you're shooting it. If you have an opportunity to get to the rim, you have to take it.
Here's Whitehead. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Reeves. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. Minnesota in the lead. To the middle. Back to Carter. Moody from outside. And it's Whitehead with a rebound. And so it's Golden State with it. From deep, Reeves sinks it from distance. Reeves has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
The three-point shot has been his weapon of choice this quarter.
Here's Reed. Knocks down the triple. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
So both teams making some changes here. 52 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to Green. Oh, look at Draymond flexing with that finish.
Well, Draymond Green can dole out as much punishment as he receives, and right there goes into the teeth of the defense.
Oh, and Turner with a block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Turner. And here's Edwards outside. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Right side Curry. The rebound by Edey.
Taking what the defense gives you, exactly the shot you want, just doesn't go in.
About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Good.
I'm not sure what he was thinking exactly, but he finds a way to convert.
Curry with it. He's got 5. Inside. Here's Turner. And then Turner with the dunk.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. The #1 overall pick in 2020. Grant, you think Anthony Edwards has a shot to become the best American-born player in the NBA?
You know, I think his aspiration is higher than that, B.A. He's thinking MVP, face of the league. And if you ask me, he has the talent to do it.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, Brian. The Warriors have come a long way during the Curry era. Draymond Green said, quote, "We built this thing up from the laughingstock of the NBA. I take a great deal of pride in that. I think about this organization like it's mine. If the Warriors win the championship 10 years from now, that's our championship. Period." Back to you.
All right, thank you, Allie. And the dunk by Jackson.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Edey for 3. Fires in the triple. Edey's got 7 points in the game.
I'll tell you exactly the start to this half that you're looking for. He's taken 3 shots. He's made 3 shots.
I'll tell you what, they've been aggressive and they've been physical.
And the dunk by Jackson.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Outside, Green. The kick out, Curry. Pass to Turner. Just 5 on the clock. From deep. Curry with another miss.
This is frustrating. You come out to start the second half, you've made 1 of your first 4 shots.
Edey for 3. Yes, and it's Edwards picking up the assist. And it's a 12-point Timberwolves lead. And here's Curry. Give him 8. Green. No good. Unable to win this run.
Boy, a brutal start to the half. 1 for their first 5 attempts.
And if you're looking for a steady hand to run the offense, Mike Conley has been the gold standard for years.
B.A., one thing coaches love is knowing what they will get from a player every single night. With Mike Conley, that's high-level point guard play, a low-mistake player, a knockdown shooter when left open, but more importantly, the first and only thing he thinks about nightly is, how do we win this basketball game in front of us?
Sinks the tray. Curry's got 6 here in the quarter.
Spacing the floor, that's his 3rd triple of the game and his 2nd in this half.
Count that one, Reed.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. And that's why they continue to get attacked.
And here's Curry for 3. And the Warriors with another 3.
He's starting to pick it up from downtown. Made just 1 in the first half, but he's drained 3 more since.
Pass to Reed. Shoots over Turner. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
They ran that set to perfection and got a terrific look out of it.
Curry, that's good.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
And here's Smith. And the foul called on Draymond Green. That'll be a second foul of the game. And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. Over to the wing. For three, Smith drills it from deep. Smith's got 10.
Here in the second half, they've just found better shots.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give them a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his group.
Here's Yakachonis. Outside Reeves. Just 5 to shoot. Down low. And the jam by Cauley-Stein.
Man, you lay that pass out there just like a great quarterback. Let your teammate run to it.
Deflects the pass. And stolen by Reeves. This one for 3. Drains the triple. 12 points for him.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Takes the 3. And the Warriors with another 3.
Ooh, he's been hot from out there, helping to keep them in this game.
And you don't need to tell him that. He's used the three-point shot as his primary weapon today.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
Well, you love that he wants to wear out the defense. What a catalyst for his team.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Minnesota leading by 5. It's Edwards on the wing. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Warriors. And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. And the Warriors making a change here. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr had to say to the team. He was very encouraging with his guys, saying to them, we are still in this one. Don't give up right now. Get out there and let's grab this lead from them. Guys, let's see if the intensity picks up here.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks.
They've been dominating the boards tonight, yet it's still a close game.
Hits the trifecta. And the Timberwolves lead by 8.
And for so many teams in the NBA, establishing the three-point shot is goal number 1 on offense. He's definitely doing his part tonight.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
Here's Reeves. It's rebounded by Minnesota. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Looking ahead to their next game, playing at Dallas. They'll match up against the Mavericks. It's a quick turnaround on the road. Just one game. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Timberwolves?
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
And their fast break has also been a key metric in this one. They have had a significant advantage in transition over the course of this game.
Without a doubt, Ant-Man is one of the most entertaining players in the league, Morris.
You cannot take your eyes off Anthony Edwards when he's playing in a basketball game. The skill set is electric. But beyond that, he's got a 1,000-watt smile, and he understands this is an entertainment medium.
Here's Curry. And it comes off the front of the rim. Minnesota leading by 10. Pass to Edey. McDaniels from long range. The rebound by Turner. And here's Reeves outside. That's his 6th miss now, 5 of 11.
Man, just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Back to Reddish. The kick out to Edwards. Outside McDaniels. From deep three-point range, Edey.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
And that one falls for Edey. And so Edey nails both of them. Warriors trail by 12. Outside Reeves. Left side Curry. 6 to shoot. Curry creates inside.
Curry is in his bag. This guy has such a versatile offensive arsenal.
Edey outside. Here's McDaniels. Screen by Edey. Quick two. All net.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. They just let him get right to the rim.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And it's Jackson on the take. Ooh, it doesn't go.
Aggressive mindset, but the defender just as determined to send him away empty-handed.
Edey fires, and the three misses. Warriors trail by 12. Outside Reeves. Here's Curry. Shoots a three. Edey rips down the board. Left side Edwards. Oh, stolen by Turner. Green in the post. Jacks up a three. Curry splashing one down from three.
Ideally, you want to chase Stephen Curry off the three-point line, but folks, it is not as easy as you might think.
Outside Edwards. He launches. It's good from beyond the arc.
And there's no way this margin gets closed down. Great execution of a game plan and a nice win here for the Timberwolves.
Offensively, they made the most of their trips.
They found multiple ways to score consistently, and a little luck doesn't hurt them either. They also got some nice bounces off the rim tonight, too.
And this is a nice victory for them. It's win number 14 of the year.
And they have to feel pretty good about themselves, taking the first 2 games of the season between these teams.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Anthony Edwards.
Boy, forget about his stats for a second, right? What impressed me most was his stamina. It seemed like he was involved in every play. And with that kind of activity, I don't know how you don't wear down.
And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's foul number 2 for him.
And great job to establish position and square up.
So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. A clean win, and one where
It's the Timberwolves. And doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. And we'll hear from Allie LaForce in just a moment. Look at Orlando.
And it's the last time they'll see these guys. A 2-game season series, and after losing that first one, I'd expect them to play with a little extra added motivation.
Going winless against any team is not your desire. I mean, no matter how many or how few times you face them, that's not something you want on your ledger. That'll be motivation enough for them today, all by itself.
Here is Edwards. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Pass to Edey. That's in, coming off the assist from Edwards. We've got a battle of the big men inside, Clark. Both teams with talented front courts.
Well, these teams rely heavily on their 4 and 5 guys, Kevin. It's going to be, I think, a lot of fun to watch. So keep that isolated cam on the paint area. That's where most of the action is going to take place.
Pass to McDaniels. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Carter. And then Carter with the jam.
With obvious length and jumping ability, Carter Jr. can get it coin above the rim and make it look easy.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
Greg, everything they're doing is working right now.
Good run they have going right now. The momentum is huge.
And another three for Orlando.
They've missed just 1 of 5 shots so far. I like the look of this offense.
So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. GA, how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to anoint him the new face of the league. But if they're to win the franchise's first title, there's another level he's got to reach.
Now here's Murray. Kicks it out to Banchero. Pass to Walsh. And again, it's Orlando with the three.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Now McDaniels. Here's Edey. And the dunk by Edey.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thank you. The Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Here's Murray following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Pass to Walsh. Here's the three. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
That's what you want defensively. Force contested threes.
Back to Reddish. A three-pointer off the mark.
You know he wants that one back. Right in his wheelhouse.
Here's Walsh. Over Reddish. Walsh can't get it to go. Reddish with the ball, and it's Reddish picking him up.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
A nice shot by Carter.
When they get it to Carter Jr. down low, it's normally a fruitful trip.
Edwards drives in. Pass to Edey. Back to McDaniel. A putback. Great positioning on the putback. 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Now Reddish. He has yet to score, and that one is good.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Back to Edey. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. It's Edwards on the wing. Hits the three-point foul.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. He could go. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Wendell Carter making highlights, guys, for Orlando.
The Timberwolves, 13.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Orlando?
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
One other factor today, points off turnover. I mean, let's see if they can keep up the pressure, capitalize off more forced miscues.
Orlando leading by 6. And here is Harris. Screen by Smith. Embiid in the corner. 5 to shoot. That doesn't fall. Can't drop his first shot.
Surprising to see that he has so much room from mid-range. I think he was surprised too.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Embiid. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Hey, go to that whenever you can. I mean, Embiid has a huge advantage in size and skill.
Here's Reed. And the dunk by Reed.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Clearly an MVP caliber talent now. Embiid continues to impress with his versatility on both ends. A man that big shouldn't be able to do the stuff that he does with the ball.
Well, Greg, we know at his peak, Joel Embiid, one of the elite two-way centers to ever play in the NBA.
Well, the former league MVP, but when you weigh close to 300 pounds and move like he did, not entirely surprising that his lower extremities took a toll.
And so he hits the technical free throw. And it's Smith missing.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And you see how fast Smith leaks out. He loves running in the open floor.
Pass to Smith. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Smith, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, scouts have said Smith needs to get stronger, and maybe that's the case, but well, he sure muscled that one in.
Clark, when you think of three-level scorers at the power forward position, Jabari Smith fits the bill.
Yeah, he runs like a gazelle and seems to never tire. I mean, the energy energy he plays with is contagious and seems limitless. He gets himself to the rim. He's got a sweet stroke. Well, I tell you, his future is really bright.
Pass to Smith. Out to Carter. Back to Smith. In the corner, Reed with it. Smith outside. And he's good on the three ball. Smith's got 5 now.
He was licking his chops there. Got a good look.
Here's Embiid. The putback. It's good on the putback.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Back to Moody. Screen by Smith. A nice shot by Moody.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
You know, the blend of size and skill makes Embiid so hard to defend, and as a result, most of the time he draws fouls.
Orlando's shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Edwards with it. Picked up by Barrett. To the left wing. Here's Edey. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. A minute 20 left now here in the second. That drive by Carter. And then Carter with the jam.
This can't be allowed if you're the defense. I mean, Carter Jr. punishes you when you give him a lane like that.
Inside. Edey. And the dunk by Edey.
Scoring the ball, he has been lethal and efficient. Wow.
Murray looking around. Banchero right side. Edey with the steal. To the paint. Here's McDaniels.
McDaniels going upstairs with an athletic move.
Orlando leading by 3. Outside Edwards. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Outside for Murray. Back to Carter. Stolen by McDaniel. Outside Edwards. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Magic lead by 3. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks a lot. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
There's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Orlando leading by 5. Kicks it out to Banchero. Drills the three-pointer. Banchero's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And one way players look to expand their game, adding counter moves to keep defenders off balance. Greg, what was something you added that really gave defenders pause?
You know, the snatch back pull-up, you know, using your speed to kind of get the defender going downhill, and then you slam on the brakes and just create that separation to then go into attack mode.
Oh,
great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Back to McDaniel. Down low. Here's Edey.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious.
Ammonia strong, we call that. Wear that rim out.
Pass to Reddish. Here's Walsh. Just 5 to shoot. Takes a 3. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Now, here's Reddish. Here's Edey. And he banks in the layup. Edey's got 6 points in the quarter.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Pass to Carter. Edey with the steal. From past the arc. A shot by Reddish, no good. Orlando leading 5-5. Banchero looking around. Just 5 on the clock. To the inside. And it's Carter missing. To the middle. It's intercepted. And now the fast break. Banchero with the ball. And it's in there. Banchero's got his second basket of the night.
And this kid is just a natural-born scorer. Banchero can post you up, face you up, and also beat you in transition.
Edwards, he is a bruiser.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
.125 left in the third. And it's Carter missing.
He was wide open. That miss clearly on him.
And Edwards with the stop.
Edwards is a load to stop on the bounce simply because he's got a football player's build.
Here's Reddish. Banchero outside. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
It's up at 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Walsh has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Magic. Carter outside. He takes it in. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Timberwolves have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Carter hits them both. 34 seconds left here in the third quarter. Pass to Embiid. Over Reed. Embiid, no good. Timberwolves trailed by 4. And it's Smith finishing it off.
What he lacks in height, he certainly makes up for with his bounce.
Out to Barrett. Back to Embiid. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. It's the Magic. They lead by about
46.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Now the Timberwolves with it, trailing by 2. Smith outside. In the corner, Reed with it. Buries it from 3-point range.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into correction.
Embiid inside. Pass to Whitmore. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Carter down low. Out to Smith. And another three for Minnesota.
3 points.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one.
Here's Embiid. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
Soft defense in that mid-range area, but they got away with it this time.
Here's Shannon. Driving to the basket. And the dunk by Smith.
Well, you know, this is what you like about him as a facilitator. He hits his man where he can do something with the rock.
Here's Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
Embiid is unstoppable, just too strong for the defense, no matter what they throw at him.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, you know, they've been tremendous, I think, when it comes to sharing the basketball. You know, getting guys involved on the plays and creating offensive opportunities for everybody. Equal opportunity offense is fun to watch.
And they've also been steady from the three-point line and doing a good job creating room for their shooters and then converting.
The Magic called timeout. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Well, over the break, I listened in on what the head coach of Orlando was getting across in their huddle. He encourages guys to stick with it, saying, I don't care what the scoreboard says. If we can play hard, that's all that matters. We can be the stronger team. So that's what coach is looking for.
All right, Allie, thank you for that. What a sweet jam by Edwards.
Show us what you got, young fella. Anthony Edwards. Love to see you operate like that.
Throws it down. What an assist.
He just powered that one.
One of the game's top dunkers.
Absolutely salivates when he attacks the rim.
And that's in there.
And after a difficult start to the game, he's flipped the script here.
Here's Shumshay. Murray outside. Rocket 6.
DeJounte Murray does a nice job using that long frame of his to attract contact from the defense and still get it done.
He throw good, Murray. And so Murray nails both of them.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
Edwards. A huge two-handed slam.
Edwards, a true scoring machine, and he is relentless. He's lighting it up tonight.
Here's Smith. They set the pick. Driving in. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Zach Edey picks one up.
He gets right to the rim, but the defense there to deter.
I really like that he didn't shy away from the contact at all. I mean, he was determined to get to the basket, no matter who was offering the resistance.
Crucial that he converts those shots. They've got to keep eating away at the lead.
Edwards getting the close range, too.
Boy, you love to see Edwards shine on offense like this. I know it's got to be making his coach happy, too.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Now Smith. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by McDaniel. Five on the clock. Now Smith. McDaniels pulls it down. Now here's Jackson. Shoots the three. Knocked down the 3.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Timberwolves.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
That's a nice feeling to get the sweep. Even though it is a small number, still nice to get that sweep.
Smith with it. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Tipped away. It's stolen by Reddish. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now McDaniels. Shot clock at 6. Misses the deep 3. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you
here we go. NBA action live on 2K Sports. Along with Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson, this is Brian Anderson. And we've got our reporter, Allie LaForce. Taking a look at Minnesota.
They won't have to be on the road for all that long. I used to love these shorter trips when I played. You get to shake things up a bit, but coming back home is right there on the horizon.
Grant, these are two teams with some of the highest assist rates in the league.
Yeah, B.A. And it really goes to show the unselfish attitude they both have. Not to mention how many skilled passers are on both rosters.
Yeah, we know Morant can put up tons of points, but Ja is at his best when he's also involving others.
And here's Edwards outside. On target from range.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Launches a three. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
Well, Ant will pull up from anywhere beyond the arc. Of course, more than comfortable letting it fly from the corner.
Back to Morant. Pass to Williams. Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
You can't lose sight of where Edwards is in transition. He can be so explosive in these situations.
Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, B.A. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done.
Now here's Morant. A valuable part of their offense, averaging a little more than 16 a game. Off target at the rim. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I caught up with the head coach for Phoenix. His team is facing off with the Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. As far as how they plan to defend him, Coach said it'll be a team effort. They plan to rotate who has him defensively, and Coach's words were, Ant is so special. You have to guard him with the numbers. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. And the Timberwolves with possession here. The Suns getting their last shot to go. McDaniels from long range. Suns trail by 4. Outside, Williams. On the take. McDaniels with the rebound. And Minnesota with possession here. And the basket by Edwards.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
Left side, Williams. On the wing, Brooks. Williams on the wing. Looking at his stats, he's putting up about 7.5 per game.
A throwback wing. Dillon Brooks is very comfortable working down low. He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
And here's Edwards outside. That one no good. Knocked away. Pass to McDaniels. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Outside Edwards. Oh, stolen by Morant. Here's Jordan. And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
.119 left to play in the first. To the paint. The kick out to Williams. Edey with a steal.
The defense had the pass well anticipated. They know the offense wants to get that ball inside.
All right, guys, a breakdown here of the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
From the very start of this game, they have been giving the ball handlers trouble, using good pressure to force turnovers and good steals.
Something else that stands out is how they've gotten out in transition. Their speed has kept the defense on their heels.
The explosiveness of Morant is just incredible. His motor and work ethic are both tremendous as well.
Phoenix making a switch here. Richard, one of the more jaw-dropping athletes in the game. At 6'2", Ja Morant can get his head at the rim.
And he said we'll see that less often these days. He is trying to save his body and stay on the floor for his team. That is key.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Back to Daniels. Kicks it out to Jackson. Pass to Edwards. McDaniels from long range. It's hauled in by the Suns. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Outside Morant. Puts up a three. The rebound by Edey. And so Jackson Jr. will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 6-point lead. Sends it home from three-point land. Inside. On the wing, Daniels. There's a screen by Whiteside. Daniels, that one's true.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
And so it's Minnesota closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead.
The Timberwolves, 21.
And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, let's quickly break down the game. What we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
Well, it seems like they went in looking to do damage from long range, and they faced little resistance.
Their points came almost exclusively from beyond the arc, and as this game continues, that should open up the floor for the rest of their offense.
Pass to Whiteside. Stolen by Carter. It's 2-on-1. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks a lot. Chris Finch getting buy-in from his players top to bottom. Anthony Edwards said he's such a great coach and just a likable person. He will coach you hard, and he comes in ready to work every day. You look forward to working with someone like that. Back to you.
Has him bought in. Thanks much for the report, Allie. Carter can't get it to go. Suns trail by 10. From going to the finals in 2021 to missing the playoffs last season, Grant, things have not gone according to plan for the Suns.
Well, you know, B.A., they followed that trip to the finals with a 64-win season. But then they went all in on the big three of Booker, Durant, and Beal. And that just didn't yield the results they hoped for.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open. Defense pulled out all the stops to shut him down there.
Here's Moody. Dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
Pass to Shannon. Back to Reed. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in.
Assist goes to.
And now it's a 12-point Timberwolves lead.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
From deep, Jordan. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Just great energy on the offensive glass. That's exactly how you cut into a lead.
Boy, a slam like that is sure to give him a spark. Shannon hits the trifecta. And the Timberwolves lead by 13.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today. Just a great follow-up move by Daniels. Coaches love guys who are ready to fight for the play.
Pass to Shannon. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Hits a three-pointer. Carter's got his first 3 points of the game.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
The three, Smith. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
And you watch Jalen Green, the second pick of the 2021 draft. He is built to score, Richard.
Yeah, he's a terrific shooter. Moves easily around the floor. And his ability to make mid-air adjustments, yeah, that's something different. You know, Green is one of those players that always finds a way to create something offensively that gets his team good looks.
Pass to McDaniels. Now Edey. Up and over Brooks. Up top Edwards. And stolen by Williams. And here is Green. Back to Williams. And that comes off the assist by Green. Williams has got 6.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
The Timberwolves lead by 13. Pass to Jackson. Back to Reddish. Fires for three. It's hauled in by the Suns. To the middle. Here's Brooks. McDaniels with the rebound. Now here's Edey. Down low. Throws it down, and the official calls a foul. It may be a three-point play. That's on Mark Williams. The Suns making a switch here. Minnesota shooting their second attempt at the line tonight. And RJ, you grew up in Phoenix. I imagine still a lot of connections in this neck of the woods.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to win a state title in high school in this building right here. Look, some of the people still work here. Then I played my college ball just a few hours away in Tucson. They're down.
Here's Edwards. Ooh, Edwards with style and authority.
Oh, my. Edwards looking to demoralize the defense a little with that one.
Williams' shot is good.
Oh, nice feed. On time and on target.
Here's Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Here's Edey. Green covering. And stolen by Morant. In transition, here come the Suns. Williams from long range. McDaniels with the rebound. Here's Reddish. Driving in. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And sends it home with some pat.
I think he's rubbing it in a little bit here. Hanging up there like that.
Number 25.
And Minnesota has possession. Edwards fires from way outside. Misses the deep three-point attempt. That one is off. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves liking their chances, ending the quarter with a 15-point lead. And the three ball has been huge in building this lead. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Suns trailed by 15. Williams on the wing. To the inside. And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. It's good. McDaniels got his second basket.
And I think that play tells you everything you need to know. They're simply playing at a higher level, getting a steal and turning it into quick points.
And you might think the toughest picks are set by the bruisers, but some say the shooters actually set the best screens. Why is that?
Well, the guy guarding a shooter doesn't want to leave their side. So when they screen you, you get no help.
Here's Morant. And then Morant with the jam.
As usual, Morant bringing down the house.
Minnesota leading by 16. Outside McDaniels. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
A nice start to the second half. They've made 3 out of their first 4 shots coming out of the break.
The kick out to Williams. Williams on the wing. Williams with the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Morant. Williams misses. And here's Minnesota now. Pass to McDaniels. Outside Edwards. Drains the triple. Edwards got 15 points.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Three-pointer, Brooks. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
You love to see the competitive fire, but he couldn't sink that revenge triple.
You know, Richard, when you think about work rate, Dillon Brooks and the effort with which he plays comes to mind.
Yeah, if we created statistics based on effort, Dillon Brooks would be one of the guys on the top of the list. Energy exerted, contact plays, bumps. He does everything to agitate the offensive play.
Minnesota leading by 22. Back to Edey. Outside Reddish. Here's Jackson. Whoa!
Nice!
What a huge jam!
Gracious.
Big time right there.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks, guys. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Back to you, Brian.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot.
And Morant remains one of the most explosive guards in the league. A fearless competitor who doesn't back down from anyone and has unlimited confidence. They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And he banks in the layup. He's got 9. Minute 32 left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Smith. Launches it. And the three-pointer goes.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
And it's Whiteside with a big finish.
It's harder to thread those passes inside, but the reward is evident.
Knocks it loose. Smith right side. Outside Carter. Here's Shannon. And a miss there on the triple.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Outside Wells. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
You're not going to fool the officials too often on an illegal screen.
That's a very avoidable turnover. You got to focus on the details.
And so it's Carter who brings up the ball for the T-Wolves. Following this one, they hit the road to challenge the Kings at Golden One Center in Sacramento. That'll be their second of 3 games total on this road trip. And he comes up with a bucket.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
3 seconds separating the shot and game clock. And it's slammed in by Carter.
There you go. He's a monster at the rim.
So athletic. Obviously, he plays on the attack. Here's Jordan. And Reed pulls it down.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carter. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. A huge 24-point lead for them. And their three-point shoot.
Minnesota, 65.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Outside, Green. Screen by O'Neal. Out to the right wing.
Come on, box him out, man.
Now Jordan. Takes a 3. Kept alive. Pass to Carter. Here's Smith. From deep. O'Neal pulls it in. Jordan with it. Now guarded by Moody. Jordan with the bucket.
No settling for an outside shot there. They went right to the hoop.
The Timberwolves lead by 22. Carter from outside. Rebounded by Green.
It hasn't been his best game, but his team is still doing just enough to be up.
I think everyone in here felt that dunk.
No question. That is a power-packed windmill jam. Wow. Back to Carter. Ooh, it's stolen by Jordan. On the wing, Green. Jordan up top. Offline from the top of the key. They push it up 4-on-3. Back to Smith. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. And now the Suns fast break. Jordan misses.
Uncharacteristic, but that's a bucket he'll convert 90% of the time.
Pass to Carter. Back to Smith. Outside Carter. Here's Shannon. For 3, Smith. Here's Reed. Smith outside. Ooh, once again, off the mark by Minnesota. Here's Jordan. Oh, nice D from Carter.
Yeah, it feels like he's forcing things, which will happen. He's trying to help his team. And imagine how good they'll look if he can start to chip in a bit more offensively.
Yes, sir, it's good.
Soft defense. I mean, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points inside.
Here's Carter. It's stolen by Green. Oh, he can't get the layup. Minnesota leading by 18. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
Exposing the defense and taking advantage in the paint.
Smith outside. 4-3. Gets the 3-ball to go. Smith's got 9 points now in the second half.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
Really one to watch. Jalen Green is an exciting young star in this league, Richard.
Yeah, he's done a lot of maturing as a player in just a few seasons. Sometimes he looks confident, sometimes he looks overwhelmed, but his overall game has improved.
1:44 left to play in the fourth quarter. Pass to Edey. It's Jackson, high post. Back to Edey. Shot clock at 5. And Williams over to help. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. And, of course, you won a ring with the Cavs in 2016, Richard. Talk about the challenge of winning a title.
In a lot of ways, it just comes down to will and grit. The playoffs are an extra 2 months of intense basketball. The team that wins it all normally has the most help and motivation.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Timberwolves.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean, what's so impressive is they never wavered in their approach. They just kept at it and showed they were without a doubt the better team.
And so this will lock down their 15th win of the year.
Always good to start a season series off with a W. They showed tonight they take this team seriously, and the next 2 matchups between these two should be fun.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Anthony Edwards.
He came up with a bucket every time they needed him to. Great effort on offense, and he was a difference maker.
Pass to McDaniels. And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
I have to admit, I mean, it's always a tough decision for the ref on the block charge call.
Edwards. Off the inbound, no good. And it's Green with the ball for the Phoenix Suns. About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. To the middle. Edey with a steal. Jackson outside. Edey up top. Outside McDaniels. And another 3 for Minnesota.
3-point field goal.
5 ticks left in the fourth quarter. Here's Morant. Off target. So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking
Along with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce will be with us courtside. And it's going to be Minnesota off the tip. Pass to Edey. Reddish on the wing. Back to Edey. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Clock at 6. McDaniels, that's good. We've had this one circled on our calendars. Two great teams with stars leading the way, Grant.
Oh, B.A., tonight is what the NBA is all about. Elite teams with top-end talent. And that's given this game almost a playoff feel.
To the inside. Reddish. Memphis with a rebound. Got a piece of it. Count it. Good. And so Cunningham will bring it up for Memphis. 4-point game. Inside. And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. Reddish misses. Down low. And slammed it home. And a foul. A chance at another point at the line. It's going to go on Zach Edey.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, B.A. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done.
And Minnesota with possession here. Here's Edwards. Bassey pulls it in. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul of the game. And around 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch. Jaren Jackson Jr. was the topic, and Coach was impressed by the tape. He said, the more I watch of Jaren, the more I'm convinced he's the best defensive player in the league. He does so much for their team, and we're going to have to be hyper aware of his weak side help tonight. Coach isn't alone on that appraisal. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. That evens the score.
Well, confidence isn't something that Gordon is lacking. He thinks his shot is there, so he just takes it.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Edey. Soft touch off the glass.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now here's Cunningham. He's averaging more than 12 a game. Consistent threat on offense. Back to Bassey. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. Bassey's got 5.
And Cunningham's size at his position allows him to see over defenders and find his teammates.
And Cunningham throws it down.
What? Wait. Hey, dunks are always for the big boy.
Emphatic move by the point guard.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
Here's Cunningham, following the score by Minnesota. Pass to Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. Now Bassey. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Three-pointer, no good. 1:02 left in the first. Now Edwards. Outside Reddish. Pass to Jackson. Back to Reddish. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Cade Cunningham picks that one up.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
You talk about a high-variance team. The Grizzlies keep you guessing, Coach.
Yeah, they do. They're young, brash, a ton of talent, and at times they've seemed poised to take over the West, but it hasn't happened yet.
getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Second chance shot. Clark, no good.
Oh, you got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Edey. Good. The assist goes to Edwards. Edey's got 6.
Well, when Edey gets strong inside positioning like there, just let him go to work because he can overpower defenses. Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Edwards can't hit. Up in time. No good. Well, it's been a high-scoring, competitive game through the first quarter of play. Timberwolves ahead. Up 3. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And also their pressure defense is paying dividends tonight, turning them over and getting out in the open floor and running.
Clark outside. Pass to Robinson, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Clark.
The defense will take that miscommunication. Not even close.
Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Here's Carter. And so he draws the foul. Headed to the line to shoot a pair. Well, most NBA teams run their offense through their star player. But, Grant, that can leave the team vulnerable when that player has an off night.
You know, in a strange way, it's almost better if your star is out of the game. I know that sounds weird, but those complementary players get increased opportunities and are emboldened to do more.
Sometimes you have to ignore the analytics. There is value in the mid-range if that's the shooting.
As the whistle blows, it's going to be on G.G. Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him. And about a minute gone in the second quarter. Outside Carter. Ooh, stolen by Allen.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, he sees the man's going to kick the ball out. Wow. I mean, that was great anticipation.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, well, this September, Grizzlies legend Marc Gasol was enshrined in the Basketball Hall of Fame. A 3-time All-Star and Defensive Player of the Year, Marc was acquired in a trade for his brother, Pau Gasol, who was likewise an All-Star with the Grizzlies. Marc, a fixture on and off the court in Memphis. BA, back to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot.
Strong defense followed by some smart offense. That's just good fundamentals. And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Smith outside. Pass to Carter. Shot clock at 6. And here's Moody. Defended by Gordon. And Moody is good for 3. Moody's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Picked by Smith. To the middle. Pass to Carter. Outside Moody. Here's Reed. Smith outside. Shoots over Jackson. Smith no good.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half.
Memphis leading. When you think about the skill of Cade Cunningham, Graham, at his height, what a combination.
You know, B.A., whether it's scoring inside or seeing over the defense or just feasting on smaller guards, his 6'6" frame is certainly an advantage.
1:49 left in the first half. Back to Bassey. From deep. The rebound by the Timberwolves. And it's McDaniels off the drive. Yes, and it's Edwards picking up the assist. 6 points now in the game for Jaden McDaniels.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
Massey, good.
Wow, they're really being taken advantage of defensively out there. No rim protection whatsoever.
And Edwards slams it in.
Among the best athletes in this league, Anthony Edwards taking flight.
Pass to Massey. Wide open look. That's good on the jumper. Massey's got 9.
And you'd think their lead would hold as long as they continue to shoot like this.
Edwards, no good.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Edwards with a step. And Cunningham pulls it down.
Come on. If you're going to go for the crazy dunk, you better finish it.
Here's Massey. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. It's going to go on Zach Edey. Memphis shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And he sinks the second. Timberwolves trail by 4.
If you can, use up the clock en route to the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
These are his first free throws of the game. And he makes the first.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments. Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen, leaving no room for error with the slam.
And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Memphis ahead, up by 4. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Here's Cunningham to the paint. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's going to go on Zach Edey. Memphis shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And prior to last season, the Timberwolves had never won a playoff series in consecutive seasons, Dan.
Yeah, and so now they make the conference finals 2 seasons in a row. The most sustained success this franchise has ever known.
Edwards with it. Jackson in his pocket. A rebound by Jackson.
If they just continue to dominate the boards.
To the middle. Here's Massey. Buckets. He's now 6 of 10 from the field.
And they're playing rock-solid basketball right now. Really starting to see that lead grow.
Well, that third quarter is when you want to increase your lead. Really building it up before that final quarter. Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that is easy points for him at the rim.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, B.A.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team. Pass to Gordon. Driving inside. Kept alive. Out of bounds. The Timberwolves will take it. And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the Timberwolves. Oh, it's blocked by Jackson.
Few more intimidating in the paint than Jackson, the former Defensive Player of the Year.
His shooting has been fantastic, and this team has leaned on him.
Outside McDaniels. Pass to Edey. Memphis with a rebound.
They haven't found their rhythm here in the third, missing 4 of their first 5 attempts.
And it's Cunningham missing. Timberwolves trail by 8. Here's Edey, defended by Bassey. Outside McDaniels. Done with a steal. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Here's Bassey. Out to Gordon. 6 to shoot. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham, clear the deck.
And Cunningham showing his game extends above the rim.
Edey, that's good.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Pass to Bassey. And here's Dunn. Back to Bassey. Dunn outside.
He didn't have his feet planted.
There's 1:54 left in the third. Clark with the screen. Robinson for three. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. Out to the right wing. Here's Shannon. Outside Carter. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. But you can't make it that obvious.
Clark with the screen. Here's Jerome. And it's good. 2 points. Jerome's got 7.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. Must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
Here's Jackson. It's deflected. Here's Shannon. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Pass to Allen. Outside Robinson. Just 5 on the clock. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Robinson's got his first bucket in this one.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
Now here's Smith. And no good. To the inside. Jackson. The rebound by Shannon. Pass to Carter. Up and in on the layup.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And it's
the Grizzlies 42.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. And Chris Finch calls timeout here, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Chris Finch said to the team. He told the guys to stay after it inside. He said our play inside is terrific right now. He said don't lose any of that intensity. Stay strong down there. It's always nice to hear a coach enjoying his team's play. Back to you.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. And they doubled up Cunningham. Pass to Jackson. Back to Bassey. Cunningham deciding where to go with it. Over Edwards. And it's Cunningham missing.
Great work by the defense. That's the intensity coaches want to see.
McDaniels can't hit. Memphis leading by 4. Here's Cunningham. With the teardrop. Cunningham going to work inside.
Great touch there from Cunningham. He's so skilled.
Here's Edwards. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Stan, a recent development in Anthony Edwards' game is three-point shooting.
Yeah, Brian, he led the league in threes attempted last year and shot it at a good percentage, too. He's such a good driver. Taking lots of threes will open things up for him.
Here's Bassey. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. Bassey's got 21.
Well, already an improvement for him from beyond the arc in this half.
And the call will be against Cade Cunningham. That's foul number 2 for him. About a minute and a half into the fourth now. And there's a pick. And Edwards, here we go. It's blocked. Grizzlies lead by 7. There's a screen by Bassey. Inside. McDaniels with the rebound. Jackson surveying the D. Outside Reddish. Outside Edwards.
Well, look, Edwards welcomes physical defense because he looks for ways to get to the line.
And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Memphis.
Well, the defense hasn't done nearly a good enough job of getting back in transition, and they've taken advantage, racking up fast break points against them.
Well, they've also been impressive, forcing a ton of mistakes. Not only that, but converting those mistakes into points on the other end.
Yeah, and after not making any triples in the first half, that's his second since the break. Aggressive move, but that was great D to prevent the easy bucket.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Jackson. Yes, sir! The finish with the jam!
Well, Jackson Jr. is an athlete, a big man with some big-time hops.
And there's the foul. It's on Charles Bassey. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And with top college players now getting big money NIL deals, the choice between that and entering the NBA draft has become a tough one, Stan.
Absolutely, B.A. Look, I think it's been great for both the NBA and for the colleges for guys to stick around because the top guys are still going to come out. The guys who are going to be your top 10 picks, your lottery guys, they're going to come out. But the other guys who have nothing as guaranteed, they're going to choose to stay longer and develop.
Now Gordon.
He was practically levitating over the floor. Aaron Gordon.
Now McDaniels. Shot from 6. Using the glass to lay it in.
That's a fantastic feed right there. Kicking it out for the good look. Plays like this really help team chemistry.
Screen by Gordon. Jacks up a 3. It's good from beyond the arc.
They're really employing a deep range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot. But when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding it.
Cunningham delivers in transition.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, he can't connect from long distance. So it's the Grizzlies taking care of business in this one. They have to feel good about this performance. It's